dear Aquarius, this is a reading about your next relationship. Will you meet somebody soon? With me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And this reading will be for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising Sign and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. And for Aquarius, this will be a reading about your next relationship. Will you meet somebody soon? Where I will scan the ether to find your next relationship and how this relationship might develop. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And I usually read for the empath side of the story. Also remember that the other person holds your shadow that you mirror out to the world so you can be able to see it. In the end, you need to use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this general reading for you. And if you want to watch the channel's readings in advance and free from ads, you can become an extended member to the channel. I'm also doing spiritual growth readings for all the members to the channel every week and personal readings for the full members. Subscribe and then check out the different levels through the join button or follow the link in the description box to learn more about membership. And I use the THELEMA tarot for the readings part, and I will start shuffling your cards. When I open your deck here, I see the Hermit and the Moon. So these two cards are connected with their numbers because 18, 1 plus 8, 9. So it shows a person doing an internal journey to get to know themselves on a very deep level. It's like they are this deep diver or holy diver into themselves. And it means that usually that we start to feel what we feel inside, and thereby we're starting also a great healing work. Things that we can't remember but still affects us, trigger us in our relationships, makes us project things on our partners and our loved ones. So we'll see. I don't know who this is just yet, but it might be that it's both you and the person that you're supposed to be with, that both of you are going through a little bit of this hermit stage where you are supposed to grow as a person so you can level up and be in better relationships eventually. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we see the Six of Swords together with the Moon. So it seems like this has been a journey for a longer period of time where we have put our best foot forward to solve certain issues. We might know since childhood that I'm stubborn, or I am easily triggered, or I often become cold and walk away, or whatever we have. And we know this, and we are trying to heal ourselves and learn to work together with others in a way that might be more fruitful for everyone. But it's also a little bit stroke of sadness and bitterness. So it might be that you had to leave someone behind because they didn't want to do this work, or they didn't want to grow together with you. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. I hope I'm not repeating myself. And here we have the Chariot with the 6 of Swords. So it seems like you are taking really good care of yourself through this situation, that you are elevating yourself and you try to not care so much about what others think of you and what they want from you, because you're trying to heal yourself on a deep-rooted level so you can become your true self, like your soul self. And that's a grown-up person that know what they want. They know themselves intimately, also on an emotional level. And this can, of course, be a suitor also trying to get to you. But they seem to be preoccupied with, their own issues. And this is a good thing, because if you both have worked on yourself, when you finally meet, you will have a much better chance of a really good relationship. So 6 elements, and we have the 2 of Cups with the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is connected to the Lover's card. It's how we try to solve how to work, how to be better in relationships, or how to solve issues in relationships, or how to move from trouble into like more harmony. So there is love here, and that's maybe the whole point why you're working so hard. You want to experience happiness and love in your life, and the divine says, yes, it's coming. 2 of Cups, it's coming, but there's a little bit work left to do here. It's like going over the river Styx to meet your maker, but it's not your maker, it's your own soul that you're supposed to meet. Know who you are. Okay. So, 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aquarius viewers. So, I want my dear Aquarius to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So I'm just going to tune in for a few seconds here to you and your next relationship. Will you meet somebody soon? So this is in the future, and this is the now and moving into the future. And we can see the 8 of Swords here. You and your partner, the partner that you are supposed to be with, I can only see you here, but maybe this is reflecting a little bit your partner and the dynamics that has happened. You're both too much in your head, trying to think too much, protect yourself too much. Only scared people protect themselves. Courageous people throw themselves into new, beautiful situations, do the best they can, and they grow from it. It's no point in staying here, like in the prison of your own making. So this can be, for example, we decide that other people are hell and we are never going to be in a relationship again. Or we have so high standards so that we can only, like we are so much in a fighting mood that we can only see other warriors. We can't really see the one that's trying to. We give too much focus, too much attention to the people that's our opponents instead of giving attention to the people that could actually be an ally. But I can see this good work have been done here with you taking much better care of your inner child and respecting yourself, saying no to pain in your life. So that's okay, you put boundaries here. It's just that when we work on something, we usually tend to do something to the extreme. So we become extremely into one way or the other way. So we can be as extremely vulnerable to maybe a player, or we can become extremely cold and not let anyone in. So it's either being too vulnerable or too cold. So you need to maybe balance this a little bit, and that will get you out of this rut. Because with the 8 of Swords, it's really a block. It shows that we are so stuck in our mind that we can just create the things in our life that we have seen in our life before. It's like an endless cycle. You fear something and you create it in your life, and you fear it even more and you create it even more in your life, and you fear it even more and create even more. So try to be in balance. Know that there's people that will do you like this, exactly as you fear. You can pay very little attention to these people and pay more attention and give more love to the people that don't do this. And you're changing your focus, you're shifting your aim, and therefore being able to create something more beautiful in your life that you actually would want in your life. And this is further along in the future. It's another 8, but it's a much better 8 because it's more future oriented than oriented towards the past and what happened in the past. This is a more like the sun's rays. It shines upon everyone, either we deserve it or not. And here we can see the Fool as well. And here I'm seeing a person for you. It's someone that is deeply connected to you, but they have issues and they might have a hard time telling you these issues. They might have a hard time exposing themselves. They probably want to toughen this out and carry this alone and not show you their pain or even their loyalty at times. Some person can be, they can feel that if they show loyalty, you will take advantage of them. If they show that they are hurting, you might know their weak spot and use it against them. So it's a little bit suspicious minds here. But then we have the Fool, Justice, and the Sun card. This is the holy matrimony. This is when two healed people are meeting together. This is when we get a more positive attitude when it comes to love. And we try to be fair both towards ourselves and others. We try to be grown up. If it's not a grown up relationship, it's childish, destructive, it's a lot of conflict, better take a step back and say, okay, so we don't seem to take out the best in each other as of now, so I will take a step back. I still love you though. So that's grown up, but it's also grown up to give the other person all the love that they need, and put your best foot forward and really try to give of yourself to make a really good relationship. And then, of course, the other person needs to do the same. Initially, we might be the one trying to charm the other person or make them love us, but eventually it's going to have to be a two-way street. And if it never becomes like that, we need to give up this dream and hold back again. You hold the reins on our horse and say, okay, I take a step back and maybe invest in something else. But for right now here, I'm seeing beautiful things. If you and the other person can grow up and come past your fears, there's really great opportunities for mutual beneficial love, where we can be really happy, we can work together and we can solve a lot of issues. So beautiful. Okay, so I will see how your now is evolving, and we have the Six of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So this is a beautiful opportunity to make win-win situations in your relationships. You have been through a lot, you have learned a lot from this, you have gotten great experience, which shows that you have now gotten really great leadership qualities. So you can guide yourself and the other person through a relationship with love. And this means that you know what the extremes are. So you are not extremely cold and you're not extremely vulnerable. You're strong, you're resilient, you're good. You want to make win-win situation. You have love to offer. So this is very beautiful. And new love might come in here with the Ace of Cups because it mirrors your own energy. It's a new type of love that you are giving out. So it's a new type of love that's coming in as well. And here we have Ace of Swords together with the Knight of Pentacles. That's a little bit more shy energy. I wonder if this is the other person. Here you seem rather strong and free, and this person is a little bit more cautious. Sometimes when let's say you were cautious for a while, and now you feel strong and free, then the other person will start to feel a little bit more cautious. So it's like it's the pendulum swing, but also like the balance. When we push down on our side, it will spray up in the other person. When they push down, it will spray up in us. So I'm seeing a person that might be intrigued by the change of development, but at this point in time, they might not believe their eyes. And this can also be you, that you feel this love, but you're a little bit careful. You don't know if this is actually going to be rewarded on an outside level. But here we have a Six of Cups. So this promises for both of you that there will be some kind of healing moment. This can be a reconciliation with the past partner, but usually you work together with a soul group. There's a lot of different people in that soul group. They have roughly the same lesson to make, and you are in a soul group with roughly the same lesson to make, and you will have this soul group which you are working together with, and they can come different suitors or different people from that soul group presenting themselves to you. So there will be similar situations, and we can continue learn on the same topic. But that's also why we feel sometimes that we just fall into the same pitfall again and again, and like the cycles that repeats negatively in our lives. But here I'm seeing you might have a secret admirer or a suitor that can't really believe their eyes about your change, or they are not sure that themselves can, we have the Ace of Swords here. So I think they want to be a good person. They want to do the right thing, but it's a very careful approach. So a secret admirer or someone from the past wants to reconcile with you, but they are shy about it, or they're like nervous, they don't know the consequences. You look a little bit more sure here. So it's very likely that you have identified this problem here, that things goes to the extreme, and that's negative. So you're trying to really take responsibility and show love into the world and be like the stable center point of this situation. So maybe the other person will be a little bit scared, but you being so sure would probably convince them to come forward. It's like a reindeer in the, the edge of the forest, and it's a lot of food out on the meadow, but it's a little bit scared to come out. And we have 6 of Wands there and 6 of Cups. So it's fire and water connected to the Lover's card. So it's very passionate and sweet, but we don't forget the logic side to this. It's another thing also that your partner here, they sit on a black horse, so they might not have done all this work just yet, and you probably know it, and that's why you're a little bit careful with, just jumping into it, because it's going to mean trouble. This person is still conditioned, they still don't know themselves to the fullest, but it just mirrors that there's part of you also that you don't know. So it doesn't cost you to be this brave and this resilient. It's going to give you good possibilities. So you are open to new possibilities, even though you logically might feel that it's probably going to end up the same way, but you give it a shot. You have some energy at your disposal. Maybe the divine or your soul has really stepped in, and we usually get more energy at that point. But there's other people in your surrounding that's not as sure, they're not as strong, they're not as resilient. But if you can stay strong, there can be a really good outcome where you can actually have a good chance to solve something of the past, so it doesn't have to repeat into the future. So a suitor, I would say, you have in your surrounding, and another ace. So it's definitely coming in new love for you. New type of love, or a new love altogether, like new kind of suitors. Here we have a King of Cups. I think that's maybe a little bit of a better option. This might be a person from the past where you have a chance of a new love, or it can be like one suitor, but they hold themselves like in the outer circle, so it might be hard for you to recognize them or take them seriously because they don't show their intentions in an obvious way. They have very sure intentions, but it's a little bit of a secret with the black horse and the penny so close to their armed chest. So here I think you might have an offer from a person, like further along into the future, they will come and offer from a person that's more sincere. And this is the feminine aces. They are more outgiving. It's like a gift coming towards you. The male aces are a little bit more asking something from you, or it's a little bit of a challenge. It can be passion as well, but someone that wants you passionately. But this is someone that wants to offer you something. And since you are so ready here to offer something, for some of you, you will be this person, but you need to identify this yourself and then, flip the reading around. But since you are so ready for this, and it comes in a person that's also so ready for this, this can be a really good thing. This is someone that's, they don't have a hard time saying that they're sorry. They don't have a hard time offer you things. It's everyday things to them to say, I'll pay for this meal, or I will pick you up, and I love you so much, and I'm sorry for that. It's like it's in their character. And here we have a King of Wands as well. It comes underneath Ace of Swords. So I'm seeing actually even more suitors for you. Probably this is also Aquarius. Like the Aquarius person that feels a lot of love, have a lot of love to offer. But I definitely see that there's more than one suitor for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, but also the King of Wands. This one might be someone that you would be more attracted to, particularly if you have a trauma bond. That means that you will, when we have a trauma bond, we can't we can't trust our own attraction. We will fall in love with the person that will hurt us the most, because we get conditioned. This is conditioning. We get conditioned by, when we are born, we are like ducklings. The first thing we see, it's the thing we will imprint on, and we will follow that the rest of our lives if we are not work through our imprinting and conditioning. And that's good for duck owners, because they can put down a stick with a flag, and the ducklings will think this is their mom or dad, and they will follow it around. And this is how this trauma bond works. You can have had a really stick to a parent, a cold person that didn't give you warmth or love or real guidance, or didn't watch out for you, and you will find this being very attractive when you see it in another person. So this might be a part of your conditioning, of the things that you need to start to see. So if you have a very loving person in your life, they kind of resonate your own vibration. But most people, they seek for the dark side. They are attracted towards their dark side. The things with them that's not really, it's not really, you haven't penetrated with the light of your awareness, so you don't know everything about yourself. You have shadows, you project things, you don't remember all things, but it can come up as you become very dramatic in a situation that doesn't require you to be that dramatic, but you remember something of old. For example, your partner is going on a trip, and you remember when your dad left the family when your parents got divorced. So you might react really badly to the partner traveling, but it's really not about that. It's an older trauma. So because our soul wants to heal, it seeks out these little bit dangerous and not particularly harmonious situations. For example, a lover that can't give you what you need. They are a stuck-up stick. And it's so that you can learn what love is. For example, by seeing, okay, so this is not a good partner. This is not what I want. I'm going to say no to this. I'm going to learn to respect myself. You have already done that, but you might still have the attraction towards this energy. So sometimes it's better to actually choose the partner that seems on the surface good for you, instead of taking the one that you're passionately in love with. And here we have judgment. So this is actually requiring you to make a choice between these possibly 3 different suitors. One that's might be a shy person from the past, or someone that wasn't able to show their love to you properly in the past. It's not because they are a bad person, it's because they have fears. And you can probably recognize this because you have also had fears. So you know how this is, and they can become a mutual understanding with you. But I'm very sure it will be a relationship that mostly rests on your shoulder, on this person's shoulder. That's the strong one, because this one is, scared. They're standing in the edge of the forest, scared to come out. So they might be like that the rest of their life. It can be charming and it can be sweet, and you're probably going to be left alone with this person, like no one else is going to steal them from you, because they are too shy to be stolen anyway. They will run for the hills. So for some of you, it will be the choice that you would want to make, because it's a person that you love, and you might have loved them for a very long time. But for others, there are actually kings here for you to choose between. So you don't have to take the person that might be like an energy from the past. Either it's actually a past person, or it's the same old. There's kings here, but they come with a little bit more challenges. Here it's the challenge to actually love someone that loves you. That can be challenging enough. It can make you start cheating or doing things because you don't really super respect your partner, because you're not super in love with them, but you have a happy relationship of give and take. So it has its own challenges. This relationship that's being presented here, it's a person that has grown. So they dare to come out from the forest and step out and approach you. But they still might be a rather judgmental person, and a person that is, they don't look at you with warm eyes. because they think they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're still, they have overcome their shyness, but they're still a very suspicious person. And the only way that they overcame their shyness was by becoming a warrior. So they see every person in their life as a potential enemy, and it can be a very difficult situation to deal with. But at least this person is grown enough. You can probably communicate with them in a way where you can grow, but don't expect any handouts from this person. They will be very challenging. And then we have the Emperor here. So 6 of Cups, the Emperor. So it's really working on the masculine side of things here. And to be a really grown-up person, take really grown-up decisions, become your own father, and, you know, be a really good father to yourself. Like imagine the best father ever, and be that kind of person to yourself. Both supportive and protective, but also throwing out their babies in the world to face some challenges. So the Emperor comes on in the 6 of Cups, saying that the one is approaching you, but it kind of not giving away which one of these people is the one. The best way to find your one and only is to become your one and only, because then this will mirror on the outside of you and into your world. So I'm definitely seeing that there could be marriage for you. You might find your life partner not very far from now, and live with this person for a lengthy period of time, probably, with these kind of serious cards, and with this showing 2 Kings. So it shows that people have grown up, so they're more ready for a long relationship. But I definitely think that you have up to 3 choices. This person, you might not even know how much they love you, because they hide in the forest. But this one will be obvious, and this one will be probably a really hefty challenge. I will take some cards for each and every one. This is the hiding in the forest character. Oh, poor thingy. So it might be someone that have loved you for a long time, but they have been a little bit mangled in the relationship as you have, and this person might not have resources to go another round with you. So that might be why they hesitate to come back into your life or present their never-ending love for you, because this is very loyal energy there. Okay, and this is the King of Cups. I'm scared of you. Doesn't really rhyme well with what I'm seeing, but it's very okay. So we see the King of Cups here with the 6 of Wands. So this is someone that has overcome their fear. They still are fearful, but they want to put their best foot forward and make love happen in their life. So they take this brave choice of being the bigger person. So I'm actually tearing up a little bit because of the bravery with this. The person is scared, like you are the person that could hurt them the most in the world, but they still decide to be open and vulnerable. So you can't help but admire that. But they probably have reasons to be scared of you, because you would probably not, with this energy being so similar, it's very hard to get the attraction, like with the plus and minus pole. It won't become this magnet. So they have reasons to be scared of you if you don't know what real love is. Because then you won't choose this person. You will take their love for granted and, jump ship with this, probably this more challenging figure. It has always been you. So I didn't want to say that, since I really don't want to guide you in this direction. But we have both the King of Wands, Judgment, and the Emperor here. So it kind of speaks of a long a soulmate relationship that has survived many, many lifetimes. So when you meet this person, it might be like, right hook straight into your solar plexus, making you lose all air in your lungs, because like this is the one. But there's problems with this, and it's a lot of water that have run underneath the bridge for the two of you. So they are suspicious, you are suspicious. I'm scared this will end in a disaster, but it probably will be this person that you will feel most attracted to. But I warn you, that's also the situation that will come with, it won't be, you know, happily ever after. It will be challenges forever after, until you have solved whatever issues you drag with you from your past incarnation. That's being indicated by the Six of Cups, that there's something to solve, but it can be solved in a beautiful way. Okay, so now I will take from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. So I will start with, I will take a card for the Knight of Pentacles, little character here. The High Lady of Love and Compassion. So that probably is the love that you will feel for this person. You will feel a lot of love and compassion, because you will feel their fear and their, I can't handle one more heartbreak. So you will treat them like they are made of glass. When the High Lady of Love and Compassion chooses to be your ally, she brings you a deep and meaningful message. She reminds you that only love is real. It is the sole, unconditional, and true power behind all means of manifestation, out of the unseen into the material realm. Love's greatest creative power is ignited by the conscious action of compassion, which we are seeing here. We are being the bigger person. You are also scared. So I'm scared of you. This might be you, but I definitely feel like this will be also mirrored on your outside. Generosity of the heart, reverence, respect, and empathy for all living things bring you profound power to live a life of happiness and contentment. Love, compassion, and kindness to all must be the impulse behind your thoughts, feelings, and action when your intention is to create a prosperous and abundant life. Unconditional love will be returned tenfold. The High Lady, unconditional love, it's also unconditional love towards yourself. So it doesn't mean staying in an abusive relationship. It's understanding that this is not good for anyone. And the best, what you can do is to, if you don't take out the best in each other, better step back and leave that person alone. That's also unconditional love. To not try to change them. Help them if you can, but not make them change so that they can suit you. Some people need really tough love though, and sometimes also a prison sentence. So with that being said, the High Lady also reminds you that when she chooses to be your ally, she brings you evidence that you are loved. All manner of synchronicity align in your favor. The question is, will you be able to receive that kind of love? It depends on how much you have worked with your conditioning. If you will be able to be happy in a happy relationship because you're whole, you have worked through your darkness, or will you still be attracted to this darkness? If your question refers to a relationship, you're required to think of the other person and inquire what is in his or her highest good. Give selflessly without asking for or expecting anything in return, and let go. Whatever is yours will come to you. Kindness always returns somehow. You will surely receive that which you give in more ways than you can imagine. So it kind of says that this little entity here, it needs a lot of love and compassion to even, be able to come out of the forest. So if you want that person, you're going to have to be the bigger person and give unconditionally and not expect anything in return from that person. So I'm also going to take for the King of Cups energy here. And we have Sisters of the Season, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. I think you have been challenged in this way before, and maybe being given something that you really wanted, but not feeling it. Okay, so this is also a karmic situation for you. And it came in the reverse, so it's probably a challenge. The Sisters of Season sent you a warning that you're trying to jump the gun and go from winter to summer without paying heed to the spring, or skip from summer to winter without allowing for the possibility of autumn. Moving too quickly, looking for shortcuts, and artificially trying to prolong a hoped-for result will not yield what you desire. There are no shortcuts. It is time to rethink your plans. All four sisters are nature's cherished daughters, and all are important. Be careful of the difficulties they force you to endure when you try to trick them away from each other. Better to let nature take her course. Her daughters will be very happy, and so will you if you let them express themselves in order. So you ask the divine that you want to live happy in a happy relationship with a person that can give you equal what you give back to them. And yes, it's here, it's presented to you, but it's like a shortcut, and you're skipping working to your own shadow with these other entities that are more challenging. If you want a vacation of a life and you're happily ever after, you should choose this person, but know that this is a shortcut, and you will have to work through these issues later, maybe in a later life, and you might not never feel the kind of love for this person that they truly deserves, because you are not a true magnet for this kind of love just yet. So if you kind of smack yourself around a little bit because you didn't take that wonderful lover that was presented to you in the past, this kind of comes to you as a way for you to understand that maybe you weren't ready for that situation, and if you would have gone into that situation, maybe it would also have been bad for the other person. They have reasons to be scared for you because you're probably not going to love them in the way that they deserve. Okay, moving on and looking at this King of Wands, Judgment, Emperor kind of character, the World Lord. So this is going to require more of you to be communicating and try to solve things. They are not going to, swallow the things you're saying to them. You're going to have to prove to them. They are going to have to prove to you. You're going to have to really work through your issues and problems. So this is not an easy relationship, but it's the best way forward for your soul, accordingly with the divine. Also this High Lady of Compassion, because it would mean that you would help someone that really need your help. So the World Lord rules communication of all kinds and let you know that positive interaction can be expected when he arrives as your ally. He only speaks with positive words and praises all he sees. He reminds you of the laws of abundance and praise. When you bless the world, it blesses you back. And sometimes it's really hard to bless the world when it's not blessing you back like initially. And this person will be more suspicious, more challenging, won't believe a word you say sometimes, and wants to have proof. And they are a little bit like they have seen a lot, go through a lot, so they are suspicious. When you say affirming, supportive words, they carry an energy that returns to you in physical form. Remember that each one has power and will resonate in the universe, seeking its reflection in manifested form. Your body responds to praise, as does everything in the world around you. Praise it for its inherent health and beauty. So you with this beautiful Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, and this is probably also you, if you come with this beautiful love to this person, like both these people needs to be convinced that love is real, and it seems to be that you are supposed to do this job. Applaud yourself for everything you do, as even the tiniest accomplishments are important. Praise your bills, give thanks for the service you enjoy, and watch the ability to pay them increase as you align with Spirit's increasing power. This is also time to remember that powerful practice of affirmation. Write them down and speak them aloud as a spiritual exercise. Say it so, and it will be so. It is a very auspicious sign when the World Lord chooses to be your ally. And I won't read the challenger, but I can talk about it a little bit, and that is that you will not see beautiful things with this person, and you would want to put labels on this person and what they are doing that's wrong. But it's not really what this relationship needs to heal, and you have a very strong connection. So try to focus more what the person does that's good. And it's like click training. Give them praise for the things that they do that's good. Ignore them when they're doing not so good things. Then you do your own thing. You be in your own life and be with your friends and family and do your own stuff. And when they do good things, you give them your full attention. You love them to bits and pieces, and you are there truly for them without suspicious mind. And whenever they do things that are making you feel suspicious, you take a step back and you focus on other areas of your life. And in this way, you will show the person the way, that a possible way forward together with you. That if they are ready to, trust you and your love, and there's love for them to have. And if they try to make you their enemy, they won't see much of you, because you are preoccupied with having a beautiful life without drama. Okay, so time to go. 45. Also knowing the time to go. I think this is something you need to be ready for. Instead of waiting for your happily ever after, you need to be ready to at any time move on and work on other things in life instead of just romance. So completion is walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn to experience. You are at the end. This is advice for you, so you take it as you want. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. There's a lot of aces here, so it shows that the end of the journey was probably this, to not be so suspicious anymore, and to be the grown-up person, put good things into your situations. And if you don't, the good things doesn't come back, you put your good things in another situation. You spread your beautiful seeds around where they can grow. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you have learned. It's time to move on to new experience and new ways of being. So forget your old self, that one that was a victim and felt vulnerable. You're not vulnerable. You can take really good care of yourself. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. The form a certain relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost, although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract. It is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away. So I couldn't have said it better myself. So I hope you understand that it's exactly what I said before, that you put your best foot forward, and if the other person doesn't, you take and put your best foot forward in another situation. Doesn't mean you go from lover to lover, even if you have a lot of options here, so you can do that. But if you are in a relationship, committed relationship with someone, you just don't pay attention to their stuff when they are like that. You do other things. You pay attention to more beautiful things, and they will learn by time that it doesn't pay off being dramatic with you. Okay, and this is also advice for you. Oh, this one. Invisible. So this is probably your problem. This is why you want the other person to see you, understand you, and you want to shake them into, giving you what you want. But so you have a little bit this wound that this person has as well, and this person. But sometimes you may feel like you don't fit in, as if you are invisible to others. As your goddess, I see you, I know you, and I believe in you. So you might feel you give all these pearls to pigs and nothing comes in return. But just, continue on the road you're on here, and let go when the person doesn't give their best. Then you let go and put your best foot forward in other situations. It can be focusing more on work, or focusing more on your original family, or your leisure activities, or your animals, or your children, or whatever. Know that not everyone has the ability to recognize you fully, and that perhaps they are so caught up in their own stories. This is very much this person, caught up in their own stories. So they can't see you. They just see a possible enemy, warning, alert, alert. It's okay, because those who can see you are the important companions on your path to finding your magic. Another meaning for the symbol you have chosen is that circumstances may require you to step back and remain in the shadows. Now is not the time for you to tell all and show everyone your truth. Being invisible protects you from harm right now so that you can observe your surrounding without being vulnerable. Stay hidden and watch what others do before acting. So when someone acts shitty, don't be with them. It's simple as that. So don't invest all your eggs in a basket with a person and say, you are my road to happiness. Rather say, we have a chance of happiness, and you give your best. And if that isn't returned, you say, okay, maybe my best is somewhere else. You take a step back and you look for other options. And you put your best foot forward in those situations. And again, doesn't mean you need to be unfaithful and, run around with a lot of different people, even if it's, as I said, seems to be what's happening here. But I don't feel it like that. I feel it like you give all in one relationship, but when you see that it's not being returned, you focus on other elements of your life and not the romantic side of things. So this is from my own heart cards. A lover, not a fighter. So that's really important for you, because you have the beautiful Six of Wands here, which is victory and war, but it's true win-win situation, that you are like the hero that liberates your people. So you need to be a lover, not a fighter. You'll meet a fighter here, definitely, and you can't be of the same energy. You need to, be like India against the British Empire. In the end, like non-violence, but not taking crap or not staying in bullshit relationship. They might not be ready yet, so that's why you need to be ready to, time to go and step back of the situation and not get your reward of this, what you dream of with this person. It has been many lifetimes with this that hasn't worked out, and it's no guarantee it would work out now. It's probably a very big guarantee that it won't work out, but you're scheduled to work through this, obviously, with this person or this person. So there's different degrees in hell. This probably is a little bit more easy, but maybe they will be hard to get close to instead. This person isn't hard to get close to, but they're hard to convince that you are a lover and not a fighter, because they project themselves onto you. So be in the relationship, but be ready to, just zoom out and take care of yourself, and then move in when there's a better, they present themselves in a better light, and then be ready to move out again. So it's not the end solution, this, it's just another gig, another job for you. Okay. So watch the reading, the True Thoughts and Feelings for your sign in the True Thoughts and Feelings playlist, or the love reading for July or August. That will probably reveal more. You can also watch the next 3 months love prediction from the last week to get the development of this story into the future and get a deeper understanding about your situation. And if you want to watch the channel's readings in advance and ads free, you can become an extended member to the channel. I'm also doing spiritual growth readings for all the members to the channel every week, and personal readings for the full members. Subscribe and then check out the different levels through the join button, or follow the link in the description box to learn more. And thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay truly blessed, and bye bye.